changed the Jewish Sabbath from Saturday to Friday. We have another parallel with Christianity.
Wicked, man.
He's damn cultural appropriator.
Yeah, that's what he is. He was the original cultural appropriator, man. And you know, really, you had the other nations copying off of Israel, but you know, we just, you know, talking in hip talk, you know, using slang, just being hip.
In the 4th century, the church changed the Sabbath to Sunday and reorganized its calendar to make Easter separate of Passover.
Hold that. Go to Daniel 7:25. Look, man, Esau is wicked. Now, this is history, and we're going to match up with the Bible, because the two go hand in hand. The Bible is actually a history book, man.
That's right.
So you got people that go to school to study history, they wasting their damn time. Open up the Bible, you know?
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25.
You know.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Who is that he? Esau. Now, we all know it doesn't literally have, we went over earlier, we're always going to go over it all throughout, as long as we're here, we're always going to go over it, that he is, you know, typically Esau. And the scriptures doesn't always have to say Esau, or Idumea, or Edom, you know?
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Right, and this is how we know this is Esau, because who's wearing out the saints of the Most High? All day and all night. Is it Ishmael, really? Is Ishmael shooting us in the streets? No. They might be afflicting us, but it's not on the same level as Esau. Esau shot at Jake the other day. We saw that. Esau shot Jake in the back. You know? Jake was just trying to step out the car. You know, you walking past the Edomite, he whispered nigger. He didn't even say nothing yet.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
You know, he's going to try to change times and laws. We just read that. Read that one more time. Now, mind you, hold this page. Jump up to the very front. Who wrote this book? Let's find out. That's the biography part. Go on. Hold on. Let me see that. Look, we're not making this stuff up, man. That's a Jake. That's an Israelite. He knew he was an Israelite.
That's right. Dr. Rudolph R. Windsor.
Dr. Rudolph R. Windsor. This is a Jake. This is a top anthropologist in the world, right? And not only that, this book is very hard to come by. This book used to be thousands of dollars. This was hidden in the catacombs of the churches, you know, and in the libraries. This is one of those books you have to, you know, you got to blow off for the dust to come off, because nobody picking it up.
Was born in Long Branch, New Jersey. After living in a number of Jersey communities, his family settled in Philadelphia.
Now, we can get to the crux of the information. Jump to the second paragraph, first sentence.
He says of his book, my motive in writing it is to give the true history of the Afro-Americans.
To give the true history of the African Americans. So him being a historian, a top scholar man, he had to dive into the other books, you know, not wicked books, but, you know, history books, historical texts. He had to travel to get information. You know, that's how he wrote this book. So now we got the biography and the understanding of who wrote this book. Let's see what else he said. Yeah, back to 49. All right?
You're going to start from the top.
Where you left off?
Okay, In the 4th century, the church changed the Sabbath to Sunday.
Right? They tried to change the Sabbath to the Sunday. That's going off, man. We know it was always on Saturday. And let's get the account in 2 Maccabees, chapter 12, verse 38. Look, man. This is vexing. This is why it says they tried to wear out the saints.
Right.
But they're not going to prosper. Yeah. Because we're not ignorant of Esau's devices. Pan that camera, look at Esau. Look at all these rich and luxurious. And y'all ain't nothing.
Right.
And you never will be. Yeah, you look like a super homo.
That's right.
Yeah. Wearing a cashmere sweater with Dora boots. Salaki. Don't be careful, Anthony. Fuck.
And reorganize its calendar to make Easter separate of Passover.
Hold on. What you got with that big purse on? What are you doing with that big purse? Are you sure? I don't know. You carrying it like it's yours. You carrying it with a lot of pride. It's a Louis. What that mean?
I'm down homosexual.
Yeah, I know. We know. You don't gotta tell us. We know. Yeah. That's your bag, man. Don't try to play it off. It's a Louis. What does that mean? So what? That's an old Edomite. That's cloth and materials. That's how carnal Esau is. Yeah, it's a Louis bag.
I can carry it around.
Yeah, what? That's made from the ground, man.
Gotta go, man.
This is why he gotta go. For that reason. Go on.
You got it. It's a Louis.
Cause I like it.
He said that.
Like Christianity, also Muhammad included his Bible, the Quran, accusations concerning the Jews. Nevertheless, the Quran glorifies many biblical personalities.
So they just copycats. It's gonna say the same thing over and over and over, different ways. Go on.
Right. In order to win the pagans into the church.
So he kinda sold out. He's trying to win over people. He doing this for man's pleasure. For man's sake. You can't do stuff in man's sake. If you a judge, if you an apostle, or if you a prophet, you can't do stuff in man's sake. Hold on, one precept. I got two precepts. Hold that. Go to 2nd Chronicles. I think that's it. 19:6. All right. You got to be a judge of the Most High. God, all praises. God. That's it.
And whatsoever you do, do it to the Lord.
That's right.
2 Kings, look here. That's what I'm on. 2 Kings, chapter 19, verse 6. Look, man. You gotta be a righteous judge. You gotta be a righteous prophet to the best of your ability. Don't do stuff in man's sake. You know? If a homosexual say, you hurt my feelings, we're not gonna say, alright, sorry, group hug. We're not gonna, trim our waist for love, as it says in Jeremiah.
It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 6.
No.
It's 1 Kings 19:6, I believe. But the point was, when that king had to set up all those judges, he said, look, you're not judging for man's sake, but, you're really judging, in the name of the Lord. Alright. And I did, you can go back to yours. Start from the Sabbath one more time. I want to bring out this precept.
Muhammad changed the Jewish Sabbath from Sunday to Friday, to Salakia. Changed the Jewish Sabbath from Saturday to Friday.
Right, but we know the real custom was always kept on the Sabbath, and that's shown in Maccabees. God.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 12, verse 38. So Judas gathered his hosts and came into the city of Odalam. And when the 7th day came, they purified themselves as the custom was, and kept the Sabbath in the same place.
So they kept the Sabbath that was in the same place. It's always been a 7th day. It wasn't the 3rd day, it wasn't the 5th day. It was the 7th day, man.
That's right.
Which is today. Brother, you know today the Sabbath? Well, Jake is a little gone, so we're gonna go back into the scriptures. Jake is a little bugged out.
You want me to read where I left off at? Like at the bottom or like from the south? Okay, Christianity, Salakia, in order to win the pagans into the church, Christianity adopted many barbaric customs and traditions. Likewise, Muhammad, to gain the loyalty of the pagan Arabs, adopted many of their beloved customs. The Kaaba stone, an idol, was received high regard in the new religion.
So to win over his fellow people, you know, he had to stoop down to their level and say, all right, you know, I'll bring this in for y'all's sake. What's going off, man? It was 2 Chronicles 19:6.
Bring it up!
Is that Issachar?
Yeah, it's Issachar. Aztecs is Israelites, man. It's right here.
Shalom. How you feeling?
That's right here, man. You see it?
Yeah.
He said they Gentiles.
Aztecs, we're not from.
Are you so called Mexican?
Yeah, I'm Mexican.
You know where the word Mexican comes from?
Mexica.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nahuatl is our language.
Now wait, hold on. You said Mexica.
Mexica.
Now did you know that's a Hebrew word? It really goes into Mashika or Mashiach, which means the anointed. So those Aztecs, they was calling themselves the anointed. And how did they know Hebrew? How did they know Hebrew?
If the Aztecs were from the 12 tribes, if we were from the 12 tribes, we would speak Hebrew.
Y'all did speak Hebrew. Now what? That was a type of Hebrew.
Nahuatl
That was a
Hebrew.
similar type of Hebrew. It was.
Go to 2 Ezra chapter 13.
about to go to
Yeah. Go to Jeremiah 17:4.
Y'all Mexicans, y'all Israelites. It was those lunar stones down there. It was all Hebrew.
Yeah, Salakia.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, Salakia.
Oh, the brother got 1 point.
Yeah, I was gonna say the earliest Hebrew stones was found over on this side of the world.
The Los Lunas. Somebody Google the Los Lunas Deco stone. Somebody Google that, Barbara, sure.
All this is fine and dandy, but talk to me with the truth. Talk to me with the Bible, out of the Bible.
Okay.
We got you. I'm glad you said that.
I'm glad I stopped. We got you, brother.
This is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Start here. Bring it up. Verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land at the time of Hosea the king.
Hold on. Why was he away from the other 3 tribes? Because it was a division. It was a little split. The Most High did not like the northern king because they went off in 2 Kings 17:21.
We got to answer your question. Whom Manasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
He said, we're going to lead the heathen in that way.
And go forth into a further country which never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
So they went to another land to try to keep the commandments to the best of their ability, but they ended up going off. Go on.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the floods till they were passed over.
Right, so it's going into the history of how they traveled under Africa, going around.
For through that city there was a great way to go,
Namely what?
namely a year and a half.
Right?
And the same region is called Azareth.
That land, Arzareth, is here. It's America.
Verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again. Then, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with beasts,
So that's going into the history of the Northern Kingdom and how they got here to America. And why so many information and documents
Salakia,
and
put that on
hard-proof evidence,
the corner of that picture.
hard-proof evidence of how these so-called
It
Mexicans
flew
and
off.
Hispanics are Israelites. Show him that picture. That little Lunas
Right.
Decals.
What?
Hold on, we got one more thing. Check that out. That's found in Mexico. Historians found that. That's a tablet written with Hebrew.
That's right.
That's the Ten Commandments.
Hey, let me
Okay.
get that. Let me get that for the camera.
All right. So,
Yeah, I got another point to make pertaining to that scripture you just brought out. It say the Northern Kingdom, right? The native tribes, the so-called Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, things of that nature, because y'all the same people. So the native tribes, right? They took ships and they went to the land of America and dwelt in the Western Hemisphere. That's why it was it was a land that never mankind dwelt. That's talking about the Western Hemisphere. So y'all did that in the time of the Assyrians. Okay? So that's we proving that you were Israelite out of the Bible in 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter.
Can I say something? Okay, if the Israelites is over here first, how come they saying Christian Columbus coming to America?
right. First of all, let me backtrack before you get that. So, is that what entry is that in the Old Testament?
That's an apocrypha. That's the
What?
2nd Ezra. That would be in the so-called Old Testament.
All right, second Ezra. Okay. So, I understand what you're saying, and I understand your point. Okay, but I will take your point, and I'll take you back to where before the flood there was a man named Peleg,
Right.
and it clearly states that the world was one continent, Pangea theory. That's it. That's the Genesis. So that essentially, yeah, we all come from one bloodline, which we've been separated. The Tower of Babylon, right, teaches that. But the reason why Mexicans aren't Israelis,
Well, not Israelis, but Israelites.
Israelites, or the 12 tribes, is because what you read to me has to be before the flood. Okay? Why? Because after the flood, who was left?
You got Noah and all together to eat.
What do you have? You had Ham, Japhet, right? Noah, right? They're part of 12 tribes.
Where
right?
did they come out of?
Right? After the flood, you only had these, right? Okay.
Well, after the flood, you had Noah, Ham, and Japheth.
Right.
And who did those? And where did Jacob come out of?
Right. And I agree with you.
Shem.
Right? Okay. So we're on point. So after the flood, there was only a select few people that lived, and we descended from them.
Right.
But the codexes of the Mesoamerican era actually have documented in glyphs the deluge. You find it's called the Destin Codex. So the Aztecs survived the deluge and they recorded it. So we can't be from them. The Aztec nation survived the deluge. That's in the Dresden Museum in Germany, because when the Europeans came, they stole a lot of our history. They stole our gold, just what they do to every country, right? Every continent. So, but what I'm saying is this: if the Mayans, the Aztecs, and all the Mesoamerican empires have their documentation about the flood because they survived it, then that means we're not descendants of these.
Bro, let me tell you something. You had Shem, and out of Shem came the rest of the chosen, right? Out of Shem came Jacob, and Jacob had 12 sons. And Issachar was one of them.
That's right.
Issachar is the so-called Hispanics.
That's right.
We gotta be real with you. That's just what it comes down to. But we got something to show you. This is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 12, verse 32. And the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of time. Hold on, it said Issachar. Issachar are so-called Hispanics. Go on. Which were men that had understanding of times,
to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
Now, what it means to have the understanding of the time is to mean you have understanding of astrology and how the constellations and how all of it operates.
The Mayans.
The what?
The Mayans.
The Mayans.
Yeah, but you have to go back to before the flood. That's I'm going back to Genesis 6.
I'm confused. What's your point? What's the point
Okay,
before
my
the
point
flood?
is
Okay,
because the survivors of the flood in the Middle East, okay,
I mean, what the hell they got
are
to do with
from
that?
the 12 tribes of Israel. But the Mesoamerican continent survived the flood. There's documentation in hieroglyphs. They're in a museum.
We not saying you're from America.
Yeah.
We saying y'all came over here to the Western Hemisphere during the time of the Assyrian captivity. That's what we saying.
We
So
can't,
that would make
because-
you an Israelite.
Because that's further down the line from Genesis 6.
But the Israelites came after that because the Israelites came out of Jacob.
That's right.
Jacob wasn't during the time of the flood.
Right.
That was only his forefathers. And he descended from those men. That's what we saying. Because Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
It's a lot. You
We
kind of
come out of
proving the
Shem.
point more by saying they had that in their record. Saying that they survived the flood.
I think you just saying. I think you just confused off of the chronic, sequence of it, because every civilization speaks of the flood. So
Because you guys talk about Chronicles. Chronicles is after Genesis. Anything after Genesis, we can apply to this theory that Hispanics.
Yes, you
are
can.
Israelites. We do have a lineage.
Did
back
history
then.
happen after Genesis?
But
It
no,
comes to
it's
Shem.
during Genesis, going back to the Peleg era. Peleg. There was a man named Peleg when the earth.
Slaga, where do you think your main forefather come from?
The Israelites weren't born during the
See,
time. How did they know Hebrew? How did they know Hebrew?
We don't know Hebrew.
Y'all didn't know Hebrew?
It's not what. There's a whole. There's
Bring
a
out
whole
that
language.
stone one more time.
There's a whole language.
What you trying to say? What you trying to
You have to.
How did they get that stone?
You want to be a
How did they get that
Gentile?
stone? You gotta tackle that.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. You know what they also found? Explorers. They also found Roman coins in Mexico because people.
You know why? Because you had the Spaniards and they had another specific name. They called themselves the 12 Apostles. They came over here.
Franciscans.
You had them. They all came over with their gold and their stuff. That's why they found it over
The
there.
Franciscan order brought.
Just like y'all had y'all Hebrew
Exactly.
stuff.
They also had
Christianity.
pyramids. They had pyramids in Mexico.
How do you know how to build a pyramid?
Right.
Where did they get the pyramid knowledge?
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Egypt.
If you want to link Mesoamerica, okay, if you want to link them, it's not going to be in Chronicles, it's not going to be in Kings, it's not going to be in all these other books. It's going to go back to Genesis when the Anakites and all this.
So like the Issacharites came after the flood though.
Let's find out
all the 12 tribes.
All these people came
All right,
after the
I'm
flood.
gonna make it very simple.
We saying you from the children of
You
Israel.
have to look at your sources, though. You have to look at your sources because
Don't Aztecs got those on their shirts? These fringes?
there's a book called The Origins of the Native Americans.
You got to look at who writes it. Who writes it? Why he writes it? And what are his credentials?
Hold on. This is a historian. His name's James Adair. You can Google him. You can get it off Amazon, right? So what he did is he came from, over there from the UK, over there, or Northern Ireland. No, he came from a distant place. He came down dwelling amongst the Native Americans. And not only them, but the Hispanics as well, so-called Hispanics. And he wrote entire entries and journals documented about how their customs and their cultures is so similar to that of the Jews, millions and millions of miles away. Is it a coincidence that they both knew the fringes, that they both had a dietary law, that they had a royal priesthood, that they had certain cleanliness laws? Was that a coincidence?
Right. If that what you're saying is true, which I understand, that is the reason why when Mexicans come here to the United States, they bring their food because they bring their culture. And so you're saying that there's Jewish culture in Mesoamerica.
You actually have white people that said that. You have white historians
So
saying
what
that.
I'm saying is this: if the Aztecs were really Hebrews, they had Hebrew culture.
They do.
They have
They
Aztec
do.
culture.
They had
They have
Hebrew
fringes.
culture.
Fringes don't mean nothing.
That means everything.
No,
That's the commandment.
That's the commandment. But it's more than that because again, that's all in a book. James Adair, everything you need, or not everything. That's a different book. But it's called The Origins of the Native Americans. He goes into everything. the dietary law, the Levitical priesthood, the high holy days, the feast
Why was y'all
days,
doing
so on and so forth.
Okay.
How did you know about a sacrifice?
I'll give. Okay, you're right.
When did they get sacrificed?
No, you're right.
Pyramid, sacrifices, Hebrew,
13.
fringes,
And y'all also
teepees.
y'all worship his name was you familiar with Ketakozo or something to that extent? It's a black Christ. Y'all worship him.
They called him the white bitter man.
And they knew he was coming back.
Yep, it's in that book too.
Hey, bring up.
Bring it out. Right, so we proving that you're an Israelite, man. I gotta
Not only did y'all have a commandment,
bring it out. A man by the yeah, I wanted to just bring out this archaeology right here. A man by the name of Manasseh ben Israel. He gotta look like you, man.
That's right.
He an Israelite, man.
that's right.
That might be you, man. This is
You bring it
Manasseh
up.
ben Israel. He knew he was an Israelite.
Now this book is called Everything You Need to Know About Latino History, written by Jose Novas.
Who is he?
This is a sheep.
Okay, who is
This is a historian. This is an anthologist.
Okay, the historian doesn't give her authority, and she doesn't have.
No,
all the
what she's
resources.
doing is she's going through a whole bunch of research from other sources, and she not only did she fact check it, she, when you write a book, you don't only just do it by yourself. You gotta have editors, you gotta have other people that look over it, so on and so forth. So this is all accurate. And this part is called the Arawak. Who were they? And are there any of them in the United States?
You can start at the Well, you can start right there. Well, you can start right there. This is the second paragraph. Bring it out.
What's the page number?
It's page 19.
Before Columbus and his crew rode in, and in 1540, officially conquered the Greater Antilles, the Taino, and Siboney, the Arawakan groups living in the Greater Antilles had enjoyed a highly developed social and economic system based on farming and fishing.
Israel, that's what Israel is known for too.
They were peaceful and disciplined. They carried out elaborate harvest ceremonies.
Wait. Harvest what?
Harvest ceremonies.
Harvest ceremonies. Go on.
And held naturalistic beliefs in bush spirits.
In what spirits?
In bush spirits.
What spirits?
Bush spirits
What?
that foretold the coming of messiahs.
How did they know about bush spirits and the Messiah?
If they weren't Israelites.
Where did they hear that from?
I'll give you another example. I'll give you a modern example. Because you guys are giving me modern examples, I'll give you a modern example. Okay. So if the Mexican cuisine, guacamole, the tomato, the tomatillo, the cilantro, Europe didn't know about these. They didn't know about the potato.
Yeah.
If Aztecs were of Middle Eastern origin, they would have that over there. They wouldn't be.
No, what we're saying is they traveled over there. That's how they acquired all those things.
To another land
See,
where never
look,
mankind knew.
Look, I consider myself Mexican. So if I go to Canada, if I go to Europe, if I go to Australia, I'm going to be eating beans, tacos, the same maybe you guys with soul food. You take your culture with you. You take your habits with you. There's no Israeli habits from the Aztecs.
You gotta go back to the word Mexican. You said you was a Mexican. It goes back to the Mexican.
No, that is
That's the
that is,
Mexican.
and that is the empire of the Toltec, the Olmec, the Chichimeca. There was like 100 tribes that
Exactly.
united together.
Exactly. I agree with that. That's true. Because that's in that book too. One more point. I went to a Catholic school, all Hispanics and so-called blacks. We are basically like brothers because we are brothers. And not only that, I was, telling the class something, and the teacher, he corrected me on something. He said, hold up. That word Mexican came from Mexica. He told me that. And then I was like, nah, that's not right. So I ended up Googling and searching it up. And come to find out, he was true. He was telling the truth. This is a historian, a so-called priest. But nonetheless, everything he said, it added up. Proving that, they had an origin or, relationship with the Jews.
There's a book called Popol Vuh, and that is the origin of the Maya, and that goes back to the origins. So that is the virgin. That is a version of Adam and Eve and the 5 or 7 daughters they had. Christian history doesn't show that. My point is this: if you read the Popol Vuh, you will see the similarities with the Bible. There's nothing of Jews in there, nothing. And this is all in modern history because it's all.
Who wrote that book?
Hieroglyphs, the Mayans and the Aztecs, and those people 12,000 years ago.
Scripture says you got to prove all things. You're gonna need that book.
So like, how they know about Adam and Eve?
Yeah, you read it. There's
How they know about the scriptures?
the deluge is in there. The floods in there. Giants are in
You
there.
proving our point more. You making our point. How did they know that?
How did they get that stuff?
Right.
Why did they speak Hebrew?
Okay, let me tell you
Yeah, we
something.
still stuck on that. Man.
If we came from the 12 tribes,
Yeah, I'll say it's
right,
Salaki.
we wouldn't. There
people
would
can
be
do
a
it.
whole lot more proof than just.
It's more.
Than just,
You gotta
That's
put
cool.
some
They do that all the time. On the
there's a whole lot more proof.
It is a lot.
A whole lot more.
Yes, a whole lot.
I mean, we're talking
A whole
about
lot.
there would be statues of Moses in Mexico instead of Aztec warriors.
Oh, no, right? That's why they went off.
See,
They called them the heart-eating Aztecs, right? Because they were serving other gods, which is prophesied out the Bible. That we will be serving other gods made of wood and stone.
Okay, now let me break something you guys didn't understand. The rituals that were done for the Aztec Empire were of virgins. You had to be a virgin, and they offered up the heart of the virgin. So when Christianity came, they had no problem with taking the Sacred Heart of Christ because he sacrificed himself, the Sacred Heart, his passions for the population. And so let me tell you, the 12 tribes, many of them didn't accept Christ. Yet the Christians come and the Aztecs right away, like you said, with divine providence, accept Christianity.
Well, people was accepting Christ. Individual believer, they was accepting.
Okay, so why do Mexicans speak Spanish? Right? Remember the Spaniards conquered the Mexicans and taught y'all Spanish. What was y'all speaking this morning?
Now what? But again, that was Hebrew. That was a type of Hebrew.
No, you had Nawat, you had there's so many
Now what
dialects.
is Hebrew?
There's so many dialects. There's so many dialects there's so many dialects. Let me give you a point. You guys know about mathematics? The Aztecs introduced the concept of zero. So if we were originally from these 12 tribes, according to their calculations and their calendars, they were always off. So we would be off.
We had yours. That's what we were off.
The Roman calendar. So you got to look at the Roman calendar was one, and the Israelites had another calendar. The Muslims had another calendar. The one that perfected it was the Aztec calendar with the addition of the concept of a zero to reset. So if we came from them, we would be messed up too.